Hello there folks, I will show you my main 20 anime characters of all the time. What's more, before pushing ahead please subscribe into my channel. The individuals who have subscribed, a big thumbs up for them. And the individuals who has not subscribed in, kindly do it with the goal that you get a thumbs up in my next video. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. Number 20, Vegeta, the Prince of Science himself. Now Goku is a fan favorite, but the problem with him I feel, is that he is only concerned about fighting. Not about anything else, not even his own children. So it says a lot when a formal asshole like Vegeta, who blew up planets, is a better dad than Goku is. Vegeta develops throughout the story. From a full-blown villain, to an anti-villain, to an anti-hero, to finally a hero. He is a lot more realistic than Goku is, because while the prideful bastard of course wants to fight, it's in his blood, he also cares about his family, and was about to skip out on a universal tournament for his second child's birth. Number 19, Rintaro OKABE. Hands down, best mad scientist in anime. Throughout the series the limits of this man are tested. His greatest creation becomes his downfall. Throughout the series he is confronted by a swarm of problems. And he has to continually try and find a timeline where everything works out perfectly, but so many times someone or thing has to be sacrificed in order to save someone else. Yet he never loses his grip, he stays focused, works through things. Number 18, VASH the Stampede. Another epic gunslinger. For the first half of his series he is flexing on so many different characters. That alone is enough to put him in at least honorable mentions for me. But what solidifies him on this list, is how pure this guy is. He is supposed to be this criminal with a huge bounty on his head, yet he was really framed by his twin brother. He hates killing, yet so many times these ideals are tested and he goes from goofball to what his namesake is. After all, he is not called VASH the Stampede for nothing. Number 17, SOMA YUKIHIRA. All things considered, he is an ace in the kitchen. He appears as though he is a beginner culinary specialist, who doesn't know a lot. However, kid, are you wrong? He has been in the kitchen since he was 3. This kid is verification you don't need to be from some very good quality, luxurious, cafe to be a culinary ace. His energy and drive is irresistible, and he is continually adjusting, likewise going advances and growing his viewpoints so as to arrive at the highest point of the culinary world and beat his father. He is the exemplification of the shonen hero recipe with the exception of applied into cooking. Number 16, Onizuka. You will be hard-pressed to find a better teacher in anime. He was originally a gang boy, but decides to put that behind him and become a teacher. He is hilarious, and he ends up inspiring the crap out of everyone. Number 15, RORONOA ZORA. Boss, that is the best way to summarize this character in single word. I realize I have been calling most characters on this rundown boss, yet he is the encapsulation of the word. Cool scars, 3 blades, smooth green hair, what more might you be able to need? His inspiration for turning into the world's most prominent fighter are straightforward, to respect a dead companion, yet groundbreaking. He tries to turn out to be incredible like her, thus he joins the Straw Hats and advances into one of the most prominent fighters out there. He is consistently there for his companions and Luffy, as observed when he takes the entirety of Luffy's agony and says nothing occurred here, nothing at all. Number 14, KILLUA ZOLDYCK. KILLUA is such a deep character. At first he starts out as a cold, arrogant, assassin kid, but as the story goes on he shows he is more than just a badass. He overcomes a fear drilled into him in order to protect Gon, his best friend. He fights all sorts of opponents and really shows his compassion. He wants nothing more than to have friends, yet who he is keep restricting him from doing it. He just wants to be free. This motivation is tragic, and shows a lot more about him. And his Nen ability is totally kick-ass. Number 13, Shoto Todoroki. Shoto Todoroki treats everyone equally, is level-headed, and much more mature than Bakugo. He's also an easier character to like. And of course from a power point of view, he's an interesting character. He has more fan following compared to other characters in My Hero Academia. So this list will be incomplete without him. Number 12 Spike Spiegel. Bang. That will go down as one of the most iconic line in anime history, and rightly so. Spike is a total badass, and a funky one at that. In truth he is just like a lovesick puppy, and in fact it is his love for one woman that causes him to escape from one of the most dangerous organizations in the galaxy. An organization he later comes back to in order to kick their ass, though it unfortunately costs him his life.
You trust your eyes too much, asshole.
Number 11 L. This man is super entertaining. He is a genius but very quirky as well. He is cunning, conniving, and shrewd. He is not necessarily a good guy but that is what makes him interesting. He can also be damn funny. Number 10 Kakashi. Kakashi is most fans' most loved character. He is cool, clever, and an all-out boss. His backstory is terrible and he has experienced so lot you can't resist the opportunity to adore this person. He is consistently there for his understudies, and without him the cast would not be as solid as they seem to be.
My own jutsu.
Number 9 Monkey D. Luffy. This man is an all-out monster. He is funny, wild, and actually really idiotic. In any case, that all adds to his appeal. At the point when the occasions desires it he is certain and courageous pioneer. He isn't a legend, as he says. Actually he couldn't care less about being a saint. He needs simply to be the freest man on the planet, and it's a pleasant to appear him pursue this fantasy. He does what he accepts as correct. What his ethical compass lets him know, not what any other individual lets him know. Number 8 Naruto Uzumaki. Every Naruto fan grew up with this man. Truly, everyone have followed his excursion from nearly the absolute starting point. Also, everyone are so pleased at what he became. Everyone love him in light of the fact that dissimilar to Goku, he develops. He might be the anointed one, however he begins not at all like it. He creates, develops, learns, and improves continually. He never surrenders and his certainty is extremely reviving. Toward the finish of the arrangement I was unfathomably glad at my kid Naruto and what he became. Number 7 Edward Elric. It is the Full Metal Alchemist himself. Edward Elric is an extremely well-written protagonist. His journey to recover him and his brother's bodies is a beautiful one. They discover the horrors of alchemy and encounter a world-changing plot. And yet throughout the story, never once does Edward take the easy way out. He wants to find a way to recover him and Alphonse's bodies without using a philosopher's stone because of what it is made of. He has been through hell and back on multiple occasions, yet never gives up, he always pushes through. Number 6 Lelouch Lamperouge. Lelouch is such a profound and complex character. In pretty much every scene his goals and perspectives are tried. He forfeits everything to free Japan, and he never falters. His capacities have limitations and it exceptionally captivating to appear him utilize his astuteness and use this force.
Lelouch B. Britannia commands you. Obey me.
Number 5 Levi Ackerman. This fella is a fantastically composed character. His backstory, his relationship with Erwin, there is such a great amount to this person. From the outset he appears only a character only there to be cool, yet as the story advances he turns into a fan most loved and it isn't difficult to perceive any reason why. His inspiration for murdering titans and fire to kill them from the start coordinates that of a Ren, and where it counts he truly thinks about his men. It is seen on numerous events. In general, he is stunning. Number 4 REIGEN ARATAKA. Yes, another one character. REIGEN is easily the highlight of Mob Psycho 100 in terms of characters for me. He is a fraud, a fake, but he is not a bad person. He is a moral teacher for Mob. He is always there to guide him and is a very wise character despite not being a real psychic. In episodes 6 to 7 of Mob Psycho we get to see what his life is like, how he reacts when the world turns on him. He is not pure, but he is probably the most human character in Mob Psycho 100. Number 3 Light Yagami. That last malicious giggle, it despite everything frequents me today. Another super virtuoso, and L's opponent, the sequential executioner Kira, and the divine force of the new world. All names to portray Light Yagami. Light starts as an ethically guided child, who accepts intensely inequity. What's more, when he gets his hands on the Death Note he feels what he is doing is correct. He is eager to forfeit his spirit, and hundreds or even a large number of people, for this objective. Before long however, he gets fixated, builds up a divine being intricate, and turns into a force-hungry lunatic. His hubris is the thing that prompts his destruction, and this account of a man who however he could play God is one of my top choices out there. Number 2 Goku. As the series is, yes Goku is the best. Vegeta even admitted it. Goku has accomplished so much more than any of the other Z fighters over the course of his lifetime. Not just with feats and conflicts, but also introspection and his inner demons. He is an incorruptible hero, which makes him unrealistic. But he feels that way, because of how dedicated he is to demonstrating his willpower and righteous ideology of the sanctity of life. Goku, fighting genius, has the most powerful finishing move of all the fighters, the Kamehameha. Sound technique. Can push it beyond the limit. So he had to be number 2.
Gohan?
Number 1 Saitama. One punch. Yup, the Cape Baldy himself has arrived. What I love about Saitama is how simplistic, how comedic his character is, yet he is actually much deeper. In truth, he is a lot more human than most superheroes. He does not have a tragic backstory or anything like that, but he goes through an existential crisis. Being overpowered seems awesome at first, but when you think about being that strong means there is no challenge. Of course, he likes helping people, but his main motivation is to get a challenge. All humans need a challenge to entertain them, and Saitama cannot get it. This simple complexity makes him such a great character.
以上です。先生。腹減った。飯だ飯。